welcome back to Leading Women Live. This is our second show. Last month was really successful. We had a great following, great questions coming through, and we're still answering some of those questions, so definitely tweet us or email us your questions. This is a show where we bring in a panel of real business women, experts in the industry, and we try and answer the questions that you have that will help you grow yourself personally or your business. And if we haven't got the answers, then we certainly will know someone who can help you. I'll start off by introducing the panel we have today. Let's start with you, Anna, shall we?
My name is Anna Penrose and I'm the Business Workshop Manager at Unlocking Potential.
I'm Lucy Morgan. I'm an Associate Partner at Follett Stock Solicitors and I help with their business development, and I'm also an expert in media and intellectual property law.
I'm Cassie. I work for Leading Women as Marketing Manager, also run my own business, Cake Top Characters, making caricature wedding cake toppers, and also run my blog, Catching Bouquets.
Hi, I'm Heather Tabb and I work for Cornwall College. I'm based at St Austell, one of the 7 sites that we have.
Clare Harris from Cornwall Development Company, specialising in business skills development.
And I'm Rachel Jones, a founder of Leading Women, the network to support working women with networks, workshops, really membership-led organisation. We're here to help you develop yourself and your business. And today's theme is all about going for growth. So we're looking at how can we develop ourselves personally and how can we grow our business. So these are the questions we need you to send through to us. We've already had some through. Cassie?
Use the hashtag Leading Women Live. So if you want to give us a tweet, then send your questions into us there. You can also tweet us at Leading Women UK or our Facebook page as well, which is Leading Women UK. So we've been getting some through already, and also last month we had so many that we've still got some more to answer. So we will have answered all of your questions by the end of the show. So we've got one that has come through for Claire. This has come through on Twitter from Kathy, which is at FCL_logistics. Kathy said, we're based in Surrey and have a valued member of the team who is thinking of moving to Cornwall. What are the benefits of setting an office up in Cornwall, a sister office?
I think there's many benefits in terms of Cornwall has been a great place to live and work. With superfast broadband, Cornwall is leading the way in terms of IT technologies. Having worked in the investment team, Investing Cornwall for the last 10 months, we've supported many small businesses or satellite businesses set up in Cornwall, and certainly with the innovation centres, they're a great place for those satellite businesses to set up, and with the collaboration and partners that can support them, business collaboration in Cornwall I think is key to supporting these businesses grow.
Absolutely. We're actually Leading Women are based in the Innovation Centre here in Penryn, and it's been great for us as a small startup organisation to have that wealth of support around us. So definitely, I think we've got the Innovation Centre here in Penryn. We've got another one in Poole and the new one in Truro.
Yeah, so I think that is really key.
Yeah.
And I think the business networks, the wealth of experience in Cornwall, and certainly kind of event management and IT expertise. I think it would be really great that we can support this business looking to set up a satellite business in Cornwall.
And I think Heather, you'll agree with me, there's a lot of investment in young people and making sure that we have the skilled workforce here, isn't there, in Cornwall?
Yeah, I mean, we're really lucky in Cornwall because with the training and that we've got and able to provide down here. And also we've got the European social funding, which is obviously really beneficial and is helping a lot of businesses and helping people to upskill in the area as well.
I think it's also that work-life balance. I don't know if this is a female, I'm presuming it is, in they're looking for work-life balance, and I think that's something you get in Cornwall. You know, it's a great place to live, it's a great place to work, and having your business here, for me, I've got Fit and Fun Kids, which is a childcare company. We've got Leading Women, I also own a vintage coffee shop. I'm involved in some other projects, but it is a great place for me as a working mother to work, and also have access to all the support that Cornwall offers.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, superfast broadband is really leading the way. It's meaning that we can, you know, set up offices in small rural areas that otherwise we wouldn't really have kind of considered a hotspot for business. So do you think that's really helped push kind of the boundaries and mean that really, you know, anywhere can be your office?
I think it has. I mean, certainly businesses in Cornwall, in terms of the Cornwall Business Awards now, you know, one of the categories is best use of superfast broadband, and the entries that are coming in for that in terms of very small businesses that are really kind of finding the benefits of using superfast broadband, and satellite office is a key one with the cloud computing, etc. Definitely.
That remote working is really making a difference, isn't it?
Yeah, we at Follett Stock, we have 4 offices now. We have offices in Truro and Exeter and Bristol and London, and superfast broadband has been key for us to be able to expand and be able to communicate between the offices and also with our contacts and clients all over the world. So having had our origin in Cornwall has been a massive help to us.
Yeah, no, certainly. I mean, in terms of investing in Cornwall as well, I mean, the businesses we've helped relocate, you know, we can actually help with finding suitable property, you know, working close with the innovation centres, and also kind of setting up a network and potential funding opportunities that are available in Cornwall for businesses looking to grow. So I think it's a great place to come and work.
That's good. Actually, one of our members runs a company called Live Beside the Sea. That's Jane Chope. Yeah, so, you know, again, there's a lot of small to medium enterprises in Cornwall, which are also going to help anyone that's coming and bringing industry to us.
Yes.
And great to create small jobs as well.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
And obviously Anna worked for Unlocking Potential, so obviously Unlocking Cornish Potential is all about bringing the talent to Cornwall and making sure that Cornish businesses have their kind of fair share of unlocking the talent that, you know, that can help to grow their business.
So it's all about keeping graduates down here or attracting graduates to Cornwall as well. And we have a wealth of incredibly brilliant people who live here and realise actually you don't have to go and live in a city, you don't have to do the rat race, because you can get quality of life and you can also have a really, really good job at the same time. And attracting new businesses here as well really helps with that. So
definitely, and that's obviously a great way for businesses to grow, because obviously they get the support of UCP. Had they, you know, been a little bit reluctant to take on a member of staff before, UCP can obviously come in and...
There's a huge amount of support in terms of the mentoring, in terms of the funding, in terms of the support we would give the business owners as well as the graduates, which if for most businesses, I believe, outside of the county, you would have to invest that support yourself in that graduate.
So it's key to business growth down in Cornwall.
Absolutely, it's brilliant.
Fantastic.
Okay, should we look at the next question?
Yeah, we have so many questions, so we will try and answer them all. I've got a question which has come through on Twitter, which is from Tracy Rickard, who contributed a lot to our last show. Thanks, Tracy. Tracy's come through at Tracy Rickard on Twitter. So Tracy said, in terms of business growth, in terms of maximising business growth, in climates such as this, with, you know, the recession that's going on, where do you think businesses should invest their budgets to maximise business growth?
Would you like to answer that one?
I think it totally depends on what business you're in, and where you see the future trends being important to you and where your barriers are right now. If you know where you want to be and what success looks like for you in a few years' time, in 5 years' time, in 10 years' time, and you know what's stopping you from getting there right now, then that's where you should invest your money. Yes, we're in a recession, and yes, there's lots of businesses that are struggling from that, but most of the business I speak to on a day-to-day basis are doing really well, and they have massively positive things to say because they're investing in their business in the right place, which is right for them at that point, not necessarily generically for everyone. So I think without knowing more about them, it's really difficult to say you should invest in.
I think it is all about also knowing your business, having your strategy. Where do I want to go? Okay, times are tough, so how am I going to remain sustainable during tough times? Would it be beneficial for me to collaborate? You know, would it be a case that I've really got to watch that cash flow forecast? You know, cash is key. You know, for me, business plans aren't about just getting investment from the bank or funding. It's actually a tool to follow. So it is looking at how you can still deliver your business and do it affordably. So I think that's really important.
There was a thing on the radio, I think it was on Radio 4, which I didn't listen to, but someone else quoted to me, and it said the new growth is standing still. So actually maybe investing in your business is about just making sure that you're continuing to do the day-to-day stuff at the moment, depending on which market you're in.
And I think if it is a bit slack at the moment, this is an ideal time to start and do some more training.
Yes.
you know, or you can be upskilling your staff. You know, there's good apprenticeship schemes are out there now. It might be time to look on to bring on an apprentice to do some of those other jobs for you, which I think is really good. And also partnership working. I think that is so key, that especially in Cornwall where you've got lots of little businesses, and it's linking up not just with the small businesses, but as Rachel and myself have done with the Young Mums Will Achieve project, it's the public sector and private sector working together to actually come up with some good projects, and we've created
I mean,
really
Young
good
Mums Will
scheme.
Achieve was a pilot 3 years ago, supporting young mums, teenage mums that have fallen pregnant at a young age, dropped out of education, between Cornwall Council, Cornwall College and Fit and Funkers. We've put together a service that's been immensely successful, risen or reduced our needs.
Absolutely.
Outcomes.
The last year's outcomes for that project was 82% of those young mums are either engaged in education or gone into employment. So really good for the community as well.
I think the other key thing in terms of business support that's available, businesses will have an idea of where they want to go to next, but I think the wealth of business support that's available in Cornwall, through obviously unlocking potential, but through kind of Grow Cornwall in terms of having a mentor to kind of help you with your planning, business planning, and also the business boost funding that's available, that can support a lot of businesses if they have a specific project they want to kind of trade nationally and indeed internationally. You know, there's Export Cornwall that can help support that as well. So I think there is a wealth of support out there, and I think the whole collaboration and business support is really thriving in Cornwall, and businesses can take
and I think don't be afraid to ask for help. That's so important. You know, build a relationship with your accountant, your bank manager, your training provider. Network and find out who within your community is going to help you. You know, if you have a challenge, don't bury your head in the sand. You know, I'm sure you know you've got people that come to follow it stop when it's a little bit too late. Actually, you know, go and ask for help now.
Yes, that is absolutely key. If you are beginning to sense that something's not going as well as you think it might, get advice and help as soon as you can. And there's lots of it around, and there are lots of professional services providers around who can help you, you know, make sure that your paperwork and all your contractual stuff is okay and supports you. You know, you might have to invest some money in it, but it'll save you a fortune further down the line. And there's loads and loads of support and people that you can rely on that aren't going to charge you, you know, that do a great deal. So the networking is key though,
networking,
because if you get out there and people find out who you are and they know, then you can ask for help. You know, you can go to the Falmouth Business Club and there'll be somebody there who will have been in your situation beforehand, and they'll be able to help you over a cup of coffee. They'll say, oh, talk to this guy, talk to that guy. You know, it's there. There's lots
and
of
I always said, you know, people networking, it doesn't necessarily mean it has to be right for you now. It could be building relationships going to help you in the future. It's knowing who is there to help you. Having that peer-to-peer support, you can bet that whatever challenge you're going through, so who's the person next door. And we've all got different ways of overcoming challenges, and actually, you know, they say a problem shared is a problem halved. So actually talking about it, finding out, getting advice on how I can improve, you know, my situation, my personal development, my business. And also, you know, you can meet someone today that in a few months' time, when that challenge comes out, you think, I know just the person to speak to, and feel comfortable to go and talk to them.
I think another thing that's come out of the innovation centres as well is that whole collaboration where you've got very small start-up businesses, and you must have seen this as well, Rachel, in terms of that collaboration. You know, there just might be a small problem and you just talk to someone and they've kind of had a similar issue, and I think sometimes talking about it can really help. I think that's where the innovation centres have been really, really key to support businesses.
People do. Sorry.
I was just to say, we've seen that in the workshops that I run or the learning groups that I've run, just the wealth of knowledge and experience which is in a room, just a few people, is amazing, and how they can leave just feeling like actually a huge weight off the shoulders straight away just through having a chat with people.
I felt that last night. We were just saying earlier, I met up, we had my leading women meeting last night in Fradden, and I just left feeling like, you know, I could have just paid hundreds of pounds to have a mentoring session, because I just felt like I'd left with so many fresh perspectives and ideas for my business, and I hope, you know, the other members felt the same. And I think sometimes when you come together and you know, discuss your issues, and not even issues, but sometimes you don't realise that you're putting your efforts into one way when you could possibly be using them better in another way. And I think that comes down to also, you know, what Tracy says and what she asks about where we should best invest our actual budget. I think it's important not to get, you know, stuck in a rut, because I think we see our kind of annual you know, calendar for our business, our marketing schedule, and we think, you know, I'm doing that trade show in that month, I've got to, you know, order more business cards in this month, and it can become a bit of a pattern. And I think you know, if business growth is an issue for you, maybe that's time to kind of reevaluate where you're putting your money, and also your time as well. I mean, there's so much marketing now that's available for free with social media, and you know, there's so many, like you say, with collaboration, there's so many other ways around. So if, you know, if cash flow is a problem and growth is where you know, obviously where we all need to go, but if growth is a particular concern for you, then obviously try something new, and you don't have to put your money in your pocket too much to try new things.
Like I said, you know, marketing obviously is important, you know, to keep on with your marketing strategy throughout the year. You know, like I said, social media is an affordable way, but also, I think I said it in the last programme, that actually, you know, Cornwall and Devon Media have a fantastic team behind the scene. They don't just place an advert, they have graphic designers, they have their editorials that will help you get the right message out to your audience, and they'll do it within your budget. You know, so it is again asking, this is what I can do, who can help me, and finding what everyone can do to support you.
I think the communication and the networking is key, because if you are wanting to, you know, work on your marketing and that sort of thing, you might not know where to start, but if you come to a networking meeting like Leading Women, you know, there will be somebody there who can point you in the right direction, who has the right, you know, contacts, and we'll be happy to share that information with you. So and that could make all the difference. And
networking, it is an affordable source, and I would say don't go to just a network. There's plenty of networks within each area of Cornwall to go to. You'll meet different groups of people. It's probably the most affordable way to grow your business, because the advice that is shared at each network, and particularly like Leading Women, will have a speaker and everyone's there writing on the notes. You know, they will come back, go home with something really valuable. Just aware of time, we're actually, after the ad break, we're going to be interviewing Claire Thayers and Nicki about their experience on personal development and growing their business. So after we come back from that ad break, we'll have a chat with them. And then we will go back to the questions later on in the programme.
So keep tweeting, #LeadingWomenLive, and we will hopefully be able to answer your problems and questions.
Hi, I'm Cassie from Leading Women UK. Now, what can I tell you about Leading Women UK? Well, it's a business network for working women just like you. So whether you're starting your own business, you're an entrepreneur, or you just want to further your career and you need some new skills, Leading Women UK has everything you need to make your business grow. With 19 networks, anywhere from Liskeard to Land's End and everywhere in between, you can meet like-minded women, you can discuss your business issues and problems, and listen to amazing guest speakers. We also offer around 3 workshops a month with industry experts, so you can learn anything you want, from HR to PR, social media to sales. And actually, we really value our members' opinions, so if you want to learn something, we will create a workshop just for you. And we also have some fantastic events. We have an annual conference, a charity ball, and also you can get involved with Leading Women Live on the Cornwall channel. So there's so many opportunities, and we can also have loads of special exclusive offers and discounts for our members, and lots of resources online too. So you're probably wondering, how much does all this cost to be a member? Well, actually, it's just one of these, £10 a month, and you get exclusive access to a whole range of resources and access to an amazing network of hundreds of women. So if you're looking to do something amazing for your business today, and you want to start seeing what becoming a leading woman is all about, pop along to a meeting. Your first one's free, and we'd love to welcome you and see what we can do for you. So visit us at www.leadingwomenuk.com. Follow us on Facebook, which is facebook.com/leadingwomenuk, and also you can find us on Twitter at leadingwomenuk.
I'm the mum of 2 boys, and I was looking for childcare. I came across Fit and Fun Kids, and it was the best that I'd seen locally.
We've been working at Cornwall College with Fit and Fun Kids now for 3 years on a Young Mums Will Achieve project, which has just had amazing outcomes for both our young mums and for our young children. Fit and Fun supply the creche facilities for the projects in 8 locations across the county. Their creche workers are just incredible. They work really well with the children, but not just with the children, with the young mums, and they're supporting the young mums, helping the young mums, getting them into a routine, looking at their feeding, healthy living, looking at their development, and really strong links that have brought together. Fit and Fun are just an amazing company to be working with.
I was just so impressed with the high quality staff and the engagement that the staff have with the children that I just thought this is definitely a career change for myself. So I undertook my first qualification with Fit and Fun Kids, and 7 years later, here I am, I'm now their early years professional. Fit and Fun Kids have a really high quality staff, they're all highly trained, and there is just such a warmth in the environment, and the staff really care about each and every child's development.
Welcome back to the second part of Leading Women Live. Please don't forget to keep tweeting us your questions at #LeadingWomenLive. Please also bear in mind we are coming to you live, so you might hear the odd lorry go past or a phone call for people. We're live at the Truro Innovation Centre here in Penrose, so apologise for any noise. I'm delighted to be joined now by Claire and Nicki, some amazing female entrepreneurs, and I thought it'd be really interesting to ask their experiences and how they developed themselves personally and how they grew their business. So first of all, would you like to introduce yourselves? Claire.
I'm Claire Thayers, and I've just set up my business Claire Thayers and Associates, and I'm actually specialising in social responsibility.
Hi, I'm Nicki John, and I run my own business called Right Hand Women, and I organise events, weddings, and also offer a personal concierge service.
So Nicki, can you just sort of tell us a little bit more about your growth personally throughout your career? You know, where did your training start?
Okay.
Why did you feel there was a need to develop yourself personally? Tell us your journey.
Okay. Probably the easiest way, I hopped from being in the Formula 1 industry, and I used to organise all the international travel logistics for Formula 1 racing team. But then when I had my two girls, obviously there's not many racing teams down here in Cornwall, so I had to create work around the academic timetable. And the best thing I thought I was good at was organising, and I have a passion for it, so that's a really good clue in running your own business, is having a passion for organising. And I set up my business Right Hand Women, and at the time Business Link were offering startup programs, so I joined them, and that was really thorough, fantastic. And one of the statistics I learnt actually on that program was 90% of businesses here in Cornwall are micro businesses. That's 5 people or less employed within that business. It's probably changed since that 4 years ago, in fact, but that's extraordinary in itself. And so not long after starting up my own business, I learnt of the Empowering Smart Women programme. And when you work on your own, there's no way of having on-the-job training. You have to create it for yourself. I'm sure you've done the same.
Exactly the same.
And so the Empowering Smart Women programme was fully funded, extraordinary, and that taught us all about what sort of person we are, what sort of manager we are, where we could get our training. The networking involved with that was also extraordinary, and you came out with a qualification at the end of it. And they did have awards at the end of the 2-year programme, and I was happy to be awarded the Champion Award, which I was very proud of and very surprised at, actually. And that just goes to show that if you put yourself out there and enjoy some training to develop yourself as a person, to help grow your business, then you will actually achieve great things as well. Well, how about you?
Yeah, so I was on the same programme,
Yeah.
life-changing. So
Yeah.
thank you, Enterprising Women. And I did the Institute of Leadership and Management course, which is hilarious because actually I have no academic background at all, so I feel very honoured actually to be included in the panel. So I've sort of kicked the trend, and so at the grand age of 45 or whatever I was, I actually did the Institute of Leadership and Management course. And not only just the academic process of going through that was beneficial, but going back to this wonderful network of wonderful women, and I got so inspired with their life stories and the life journey that they'd been on. And I know I'm a big advocate of it, but actually going back to what you were saying in the first part of the programme today, networking is fantastic because you learn so much from other people, and I certainly for free, absolutely. And it's also, you know, as you say, we go through all these challenges in life and we feel very isolated and we think we're the only person going through that, and as a working mother we've got our own set of challenges on top of that, so those lovely networks where you surround yourself with like-minded people and you can be honest and open and bounce those ideas, and we have got that culture in Cornwall. We're so lucky. So
and I mentored on the Empowered Smart Women programme, and actually it was that's where really the Leading Women ethos came from, because I could see through the training that I had done, and I will say, you know, I did my personal training quite late in life as well. It's once actually I got into business and realised actually I need to do a little bit more here. But mentoring, I found actually it wasn't just the academic, you know, qualification came out. It was what you drew from the people that was on the same course as you, from all different industries. And it was really interesting, and you know, on what their learning was, what their strategy was, what their challenges were, and how they overcame them. And I think that's a relationship that I know people have kept for quite a long time. So was that the same for you? Did you feel that
completely? And I still keep in touch with the people that I was on the courses, and I've also done Common Purpose as well, which was fascinating and interesting. And suddenly you build up, and I hate the word networking because it almost devalues it. It's about people, and people by people, and if you all support each other, it's beneficial for everybody. And as you say, you never stop learning, ever stop learning, and doing the mentoring and giving something out there and giving something back. I've just put my name down to do some mentoring with UCP, which I'm looking forward to, and I'm working with school and social entrepreneurs, and I learn as much from the students and the people that I'm working with than any textbook. You know, it's all very nice reading it in the textbooks, but actually you learn so much more from other people and their journeys.
Yeah, and I think the young people actually teach you
yourself. Massively.
You think, wow, how can they be so savvy at this age in life already? And here we are with all these programs around to help them and develop themselves and get a plan into process and be given a target with your, because this is what one of the things that Leading Women will be helping with, and you actually say, what are your passions, what are your drivers in life, how are you going to get there? And by the end of this programme, these young, wonderful, inspiring women already know where they want to go, how they're going to get there, and what the process is to get there.
And I think it's a common theme with women is that we do put that glass ceiling. All of us sort of doubt ourselves, are we good enough, are we going to get found out? And we all feel it, but we never sort of share it. And Leading Women gives us that nice, open, honest environment where we can share those stories and be honest and open without anybody judging us.
No. And I think personal development, it is lifelong learning. And actually the personal development isn't just about the qualification, it's also about attending workshops for upskilling. Sharing knowledge, which is really valuable, hearing inspiring people. But going back to the academics, I'm sure Heather will tell us more about it later, you know, it's the understanding that, you know, you can undertake an apprentice, there's about 250 apprenticeships out there, and you can undertake that between 16 and 65. So, you know, there's no excuse for us not to upskill ourselves at all, is there? So what made you both come to the decision, you know, I really need to look at myself, because it is so hard when you're running a business and you're head down and you're developing all those around us, to actually take time out for ourselves.
Yeah, well, I identified where some of my weak areas were, and then started looking around for the courses that might be available. And then because I wanted to develop my marketing, and I didn't really have any clue about marketing and the strategy, so I eventually found one through Cornwall College, Truro and Penrith College, and they have a business success courses there, and so I'm doing a marketing PR foundation degree level. So it's like a module in foundation degree level 5, and then again you're instructed by people who are in their game already. They're successful marketeers. There's an amazing PR lady there who's been all over the world doing this stuff, and here she is in Cornwall inspiring us, teaching us the strategies, and we have to do assignments which are quite hard because I'm a single mum with 2 young children. So that's a challenge, but you just have to do it. You find the time, the pockets of time, don't you?
That was going to be my question section. I mean, it is hard, you know, as working mums and full-time working women, you know, we juggle all the balls. How do you find the time to study? Because all the qualifications, you do have to do your assignments, you have deadlines to meet, as you do in business. How do you find the time? How do you manage your day? It's really interesting to
I'm
know.
just a bit of a dinosaur. I'm still got a good old-fashioned file of facts. I'm sorry, hands up. I know everybody else has got iPhones, but I'm old. And it is just being that disciplined. It's just getting every single Monday morning, you're sitting down with a cup of coffee, once the kids have gone to school and you've got the house back to yourself, and plan the week. Planning, just do it and make sure that you block that time out, be it on your iPhone or your file of facts, but block those pockets of time out and be disciplined and allow some me time, because that's a very, very important. It is a work-life balance.
Recharge,
absolutely. And the more that we can do that and give ourselves the permission to take some time out, that's great. And sometimes you do need to go for a walk and just get your head straight, and some of your best thinking time is when you're out on your own and you've got some me time. So it's not too indulgent to actually
And be
take
honest,
a break.
Is it a challenge? Have you got to stages like when you've got to get that last assignment in and you're burning the midnight oil and you just think, why am I doing this? If you've got
you
to
do
those
go through that, definitely. I always beat myself up halfway through a course, but actually by the end of it you've learnt so much, and you come away with a qualification. You can feel proud of yourself because no one else is going to tell you you've done well. So it's really important to actually celebrate what you've achieved, I think, and say well done. Well done, Nicki. You actually pulled your finger out and did something today for yourself. So.
And do you feel that the training or the personal development routes you sought has improved your confidence and your self-esteem?
Yeah, do you know, it's exactly the words I was going to say, Rachel. I've got 2 girls and I've said to them that the academia is really, really important, but self-confidence and self-belief is absolutely key. And so my girls, dear of them, whether they get that self-confidence through other things over and above the academia, that's great. I encourage them to do well in sports, but confidence is the key to everything. And certainly through doing my Institute of Leadership Management course, slog as it was, but I actually got such a buzz out of that, and I got my confidence back, and it's all about that confidence. And if you give out good vibes and you feel confident, believe you me, it comes back to you, with bucketfuls. And so hold your head up high, be proud, go out there. We are as good as the men, we can do just as well as them, and believe in yourself. And if you believe in yourself, you can succeed.
I think that as becoming a mum, quite often you lose your own identity. And you tend to have a lot of you feel worthless sometimes because you're doing all the chores and no joy. Obviously kids, you love your kids and they love you back, but it's the mundane stuff. And so empowering yourself by learning new things, learning new skills, you actually start believing that you're you again, and you find yourself all of a sudden. And even if it's little pockets of time over a few years, if you've gone back and retrained, and you've helped your business develop. I've been very conscious of developing or growing my business very slowly because my children are so young, and I am beholden under the academic timetable, so I'm very lucky to have found a job that I can work around the school timetables, which is a challenge for every mother. And also joining Leading Women, oh my goodness, that's changed my life. Because of the networking involved and the workshops that are free once you're a member, and it's so affordable, it's only £10 a month, and every single workshop has the most inspiring tutor, if you like. There was one yesterday by Trevor Lee of Trevor Lee Media in marketing. Obviously it's my new passion, marketing PR. But at the end of it, he had a round of applause. And this is at the end of a workshop, and the women were so inspired of what they were learning and the strategy he was giving them to develop their own business. And all of them are micro businesses.
Tools, isn't it?
Yes, it's giving them that skill, or giving them up skills, if you like.
And would you say that your personal development was part of your business growth strategy, or was it a defining moment that, I need to look at myself, or did something happen that made you think, I need to do leadership management training, or I need to do marketing training? How did it come about?
It is interesting actually, because on the Enterprising Women, I don't know if you went through the same sort of course as I went through, but on day one it was very good because it was building us as a team in our cohort. But each of the women in our group, of which there was about 10 I think, we had a flip chart, and we had about an hour to put together our life's journey and actually present to the rest of the girls. And what was fascinating was how we as women adapt as we go through life, because life isn't straightforward. Some of us have our marriages that come and go, and then we have our children, and life keeps throwing challenges at us. And one thing that I think women are very good at is adapting and changing. And as your life adapts and changes, it's knowing what sort of support that you need, and that's education, progressing your skills. But certainly in our group, there wasn't a dry eye in the house. I mean, we were just humbled by the stories that were told. And we all had that kindred spirit that, my goodness, we've all had our challenges, but we've all come out of that better for it. And we've learnt. And I think that's something to hold on to as well, that whatever the challenges are in life, turn every negative into a positive.
Look upon a problem as a challenge.
Yes, and an opportunity. It's an opportunity. You know, certainly, you know, we all have our challenges in life, and if you can turn that into a positive and turn it into an opportunity. I know people that have gone through redundancies, and I've gone through a sticky stage in my life, but turn that round into a, you know, there's a great big wide world out there. We can do what we want to do. Don't be afraid and take that leap, and that's where Leading Women can just give us that extra confidence boost and just say you're not alone, we've all been there.
The Pound Smart Women programme at Trim Penrith sadly ended, you know, the funding finished, that ended a few years ago, but both Trim Penrith and Cornwall College have some fantastic further education opportunities. If you want to have the contacts to find out what's available to you, and also the personal trainers that can help you, and the networks and the workshops you can attend, if you email us at hello@leadingwomen, we'll get all that information emailed back to you.
And do definitely take it up. That could be your challenge for the rest of the year, to go on some sort of course before the end of the year, and just find just empower yourself. I think is really important. Be inspired.
There's an amazing speaker. If any of you have a look on TED, there's a talk by a guy called Ernesto Ceroli, which is about empowering people to set up their own businesses and stand on their own 2 feet. And one of the biggest challenges that Ernesto has said and identified is that the death of most entrepreneurs working on their own. So this is why Leading Women is absolutely vital for us all, because you do feel very isolated, and especially in a rural area like Cornwall, you have to take yourself out of your comfort zone. You have to push yourself that little bit extra. Go on the courses, do the networking, offer your time and services as well into the community. Do some mentoring, go and help other people, because again, it all helps. It just gets you out there, and the more you're out there, the more your confidence grows.
And I joined the Leading Women for that very reason, because I'm on my own the entire time. And so and I'm a people person, so it really was literally killing me. And then you actually find all these amazing women out there who are feeling slightly similar, but together you empower yourselves, you feel absolutely fantastic, you learn so much about your business and what have you. So we've got a Twitter coming in.
We've got a tweet coming in. I'll hide that
Sit on
it. I mean, Claire, I know you're an advocate for corporate social responsibility, and I know myself as a business owner, I love giving back.
So do I.
And actually, you know, as much giving back, I gain so much as well.
So much. I can't stress enough the benefit. And going back to the start of the programme today, when you're talking about how can you do things but with a limited budget, actually go out there and get involved, because it's about, as you say, you get so much from it as an individual, but actually, you know, it doesn't hurt to be seen, to be out there, and PR and social media, we want the feel-good stories, we want to say to people that we're nice individuals, and good businesses doing good things equates to, you know, hopefully some good profit. So it's very, very simple, and hopefully you all saw Alex Polizzi this week. She was working with a set of funeral directors who got a very dated image, and they got into a rut and they couldn't sort of pull themselves out. But interestingly, small family business, a lot of things that they were doing was getting engaged with the local community. They all got gathered together, they had white balloons, and they let balloons off on behalf of their loved ones, but it brought the community together, and the whole perception of that brand has shifted dramatically through the work that they were doing in the community, and the PR and the social media. It's just the way forward, and you know, the world's a different place. You know, we've seen from horse meat and burgers and not paying tax and Starbucks. You know, it's a small world, and actually by doing good things, it does have its payback.
It makes you feel great as well.
There's nothing like it. It's fantastic.
And I think also in Cornwall, there's one big thing. If you are a small business and you haven't got the funds to go and outsource something, then do a favour swap. You know, I've done that so many times, and you feel great, they feel great. No money swap, but actually you've helped each other grow in that area that you need to grow, and just that's with the networking again. You know, you find the people that you can help. It's fantastic.
Okay, I think we're ready to go for another break, but just quickly, going back to one of the earlier questions, you know, it is a tough time at the moment. Would you say that going back to training has really helped you through the tough times?
Well, without a doubt.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It just gives you that time to step out of that busy lifestyle and reflect. And yes, it's about the academic, but it's not just about doing the academic process. It's about surrounding yourself with like-minded people.
And form a strategy as well.
Yes.
It helps you form a strategy for the next step, how you're going to take your business. It's really important to take time out to do that and plan ahead.
Do you know, I could keep talking to you for ages. It's been so good. But anyway, thank you so much for joining us today, and I'm sure we'll have you on one of our shows again.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you.
I'm the mum of 2 boys and I was looking for childcare. I came across Fit and Fun Kids and it was the best that I'd seen locally.
We've been working at Cornwall College with Fit and Fun Kids now for 3 years on a Young Mums Will Achieve project, which has just had amazing outcomes for both our young mums and for our young children. Fit and Fun supply the creche facilities for the projects in 8 locations across the county. Their creche workers are just incredible. They work really well with the children, but not just with the children, with the young mums, and they're supporting the young mums, helping the young mums, getting them into a routine, looking at their feeding, healthy living, looking at their development, and really strong links that have brought together. Fit and Fun are just an amazing company to be working with.
I was just so impressed with the high quality staff and the engagement that the staff have with the children that I just thought this is definitely a career change for myself. So I undertook my first qualification with Fit and Fun Kids, and 7 years later, here I am, I'm now their early years professional. Fit and Fun Kids have a really high quality staff. They're all highly trained, and there is just such a warmth in the environment, and the staff really care about each and every child's development.
Welcome back to Leading Women Live. I hope you enjoyed that interview with Claire and Nicki. So while they've been chatting away, we've got loads of tweets and questions coming through on the hashtag Leading Women Live. So I'll start with this one from Sally. Sally's from Absolute Joinery, at Absolute Joinery on Twitter. And she asks, hi, question for the panel. How do you discipline yourselves for time management? Which obviously comes into obviously growing your business, because obviously we've got to make sure that we're valuable. There's only one of us. We've got to make sure that we're doing the right things and putting ourselves into the right situations.
I think, and you probably agree, I think we're all really good at organising our time. I think because we have so much responsibility, not just at work, but in our home life, that we have to manage our time well. And I think we all have different ways. We heard from Claire earlier that has her file of facts.
Yeah.
On my iPhone, it's one of those questions, if you're in a burning building, what would you say? What would be my phone? I need that. I need to schedule my time, because I think that's when the stress kicks in. If I haven't,
it's like the fear of not knowing where you're meant to be, what you've got to do, deadlines,
customers. I'd hate to let someone down. I'd hate to not do my job well. I'd hate to miss an opportunity. So for me, it's I have my long-term strategy. All my team at Fit and Fun Kids know where they are and where they're going to be in 2 years' time. So you have your long-term strategy, and then you're medium and your short-term. And my short-term is day by day, hour by hour. Anyone else?
Absolutely, I agree with that. It is saying that, right, 2 hours, I've got to do that job I must do it within that 2 hours, and then I'm going to give myself an hour to do something for me, because I think Claire mentioned earlier, it's really important that you're looking after yourself as well, and it's time management for yourself as well as for your business.
And I think that everybody's got little kind of strategies and tips and things that work for them. Like I personally, if I see my phone, and I'm like you, Rachel, a slave to the iPhone, other phone makes are available. But if I'm on my if I'm on my generic smartphone, if I see the obviously the message icon and I see all of the emails coming through, I would rather sit there, go through them all, and then flag the ones that I need to reply to, because I am. As a marketeer, I will sign up to other people's email lists, and I'm a member of so many email lists, and I probably should unsubscribe because it will make my workload a lot easier. But I do get a lot of daily kind of marketing tips and daily kind of newsletters and things. So it is a bit of a sifting job. So for me, to manage my time, I'd rather sift and flag, and then when I go back to the office I know exactly how many flagged emails I've got which are priorities. So that works for me, and obviously I am really addicted to my paper diary as well. If I don't see that within kind of like a metre of me, I start freaking out. So everyone's got their own little kind of management and things, but it's about learning what works for you. And if things aren't working, you know, like we said with growing your business earlier, then try something new, because there's so many apps, so many kind of processes you can use. And obviously everyone's got a wealth of, you know, knowledge and different things that work for them, and that's what obviously Leading Women is about. It's about sharing tips. So I never used to use post-it notes, but since working in the office with you, I literally I've taken over, and I think I've run out of about 2 packs. So
it's quite interesting on the social media training we've been given lately. A lot of people are saying, how much time do I devote to social media? You know, how many messages should I be putting out there?
Well, I've actually got a question about that, so I'll ask you that. Very topical. Yeah, I've got a question which came through on Twitter, and it says, what small steps can I make to help grow my business through social media if I don't have much time? So I always think that they're kind of connected in a question. People always feel that social media is the thing they'll do if they have the time. But I think if you want to make a go of it, you've got to integrate it into your life. I see this as an extension of my limb, so I don't find, you know, if I see something, I just think Instagram. And I mean, actually, I was Instagramming The View when my fiance proposed to me, because I'm a true social media addict. So, but I mean, I wouldn't, you know, recommend you go that far, but you know, but you know, it's part of you, and your social media is part of you, and your business is an extension of that. So sitting down and having an hour where you tweet is probably not going to be beneficial. You need to integrate it into your life.
And I think people need to have the understanding on how to use social media well. I think because so much new technology is coming out at the moment that everyone thinks I must be doing it. But actually, again, you need to form a strategy. You know,
and you've got to work out why are you on social media? Is it for personal? Like both of us, we've got social media accounts which kind of cover all of our multiple businesses. You know, are you tweeting as a place of work with a logo? Are you tweeting as yourself as an entrepreneur? Or are you?
How many in the panel use social media as a tool?
Yes.
You do? Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
I use it more for business purposes than personal. Like your Twitter is very much about you as a person, because your business is intrinsically linked to you.
Which is why I've changed my Twitter name to my name, because you know it's so identity based.
Everyone knows you as your business, but for people I think in bigger businesses and for what I do, it's quite removed. But I use Hootsuite a lot as well.
Schedule.
And I'm not on my phone constantly in the same way either. So I will schedule tweets you know, around. But this
and that's a good way of managing time and stress as well, because you know that it's taken care of. And we use Buffer as well, don't we, for Leading Women? So because we've got 17 monthly networks at the moment. So to make sure all our members are kept up to date, obviously we rely on Hootsuite and Buffer to schedule the meeting updates, so all of our members know where they are and you know where they can go across the county from Liskeard to Land's End. So,
and I think if it's not your thing, social media, get somebody that can help you do it, or get them to do it.
If you're not enjoying it, then you know,
definitely concentrate on what you're really good on for your business, and then get other people to help you with those
definitely agree with that.
We have centrally coordinated tweeting. We tweet because we were very aware that as a firm we need to manage. You can't have individuals within your organisation all tweeting away and no sort of strategy to it. So in order to be able to sort of control the messages that were coming out and link back to the website so that everybody's picking up the articles and relevant information, you don't want to be bombarding people with irrelevant stuff, and so we do it centrally.
That's
so
a really
it's
good
not
point,
actually me,
because I'm sure there are a lot of people out there that, like you, that are part of we've got sister offices, or they're part of a kind of a franchise or part of a wider set of businesses. So that would kind of conjure up a few more questions about consistency. Obviously, your profile images would have to be consistent, and your Twitter names as well. So just a quick tip, if anybody out there is looking to either get onto Twitter or maybe change their Twitter name, there's a really, really handy website called namecheck.com, but it's spelled namechk.com. And basically you can type in what you would like to have as your Twitter name, and it will check every social network, literally about 100 of them. There's, social networks on there that I've never even heard of, and I'm obsessed with it, and it will come up and it will tell you whether they're available or not. So it's great for not just if you're looking to be in line with other businesses within your within your company, or within your kind of group of companies. But actually, if you want to just be consistent with yourself, to make sure that your Pinterest, your Instagram, your Facebook, your Twitter are all the same thing. So I recently did that and did like a brand audit and made sure that I completely restructured everything. So that's
those actually that want some help with their social media. Leading Women are offering free workshops for their members. So get in touch with us or look on our website www.leadingwomenuk.com. All the workshops are on there, so we can help you to understand the wonders of social networking. And actually another Twitter came through.
Be quick I would say, because they are filling up, especially the Pinterest and Instagram one later this month, so get onto our website.
Really good tweet came in early, and again I feel quite confident now, but I've never heard of this. This is from Sophie King at Crown and Glory. Her company's Crown and Glory Accessories. And I think social media queen, Cass, you'll be able to answer this one. What do you think of the new app Vine, and what do you think it means for the future of social networking? No, I've not even heard of this. What's Vine?
Vine, I love Vine. It's one of those things where you think, why didn't anybody think of it before? I would kind of describe it as almost like the love child of Instagram and YouTube. So it's the same concept of Instagram. You kind of scroll down your feed for your box kind of image, but instead of an image, it's actually a selection of up to 6 second video clip.
Right.
So you're almost sharing snippets of your life. And when I heard about it, it was like a video sharing. I thought, well, what's the difference? We've got YouTube and we've got Instagram for pictures. Like, why do we need this? But actually, you'd be surprised at how much you can communicate within 6 seconds. And it doesn't have to be 6 seconds. It can be less.
Can I just jump in there quickly while it's on my mind? Obviously, we're being filmed by the Cornwall Channel today, and what I found was great with the Cornwall Channel is they will actually come and film you with your logo behind you, a 30-second pitch about your business or promotion, and actually having videoing on your website.
Exactly what I was just going to say. This is definitely the future.
Yeah,
I agree.
It's not just about Google rankings for me. It's like the same for networking. It's that face-to-face interaction. It's the emotive side of it.
Definitely.
So if you
I
want
think video's
advertising,
video's the future. And Cornwall Channel aren't paying us to say this.
No,
I literally think it is. Yeah, we'll sort that one out later. But no, literally, it really is. I mean, I was just going to say about the social media actually that about the question that just came in about how to grow your business if you don't have much time on social media. I was going to say actually that adding a photo to a post on your Facebook page can actually increase engagement by up to around 400%. So people want to see what is going on in your business. They want to see your products. They want to see you. They want to see who's behind the business, what you get up to behind the scenes. A great way of using Instagram is Heat magazine. They get sent so many freebies and weird and wonderful things by all the companies, and they get to meet all sorts of random celebrities, and they do crazy things, and you just go on their Instagram feed and it's just completely behind the scenes, and that's what people want to see. They want to see what goes on with you and your business. So in very much the same way, Vine is it's a kind of insight into your world. And I know Sophie, who sent the question in, was one of the first people on my social media network to start using Vine. And you can actually pause, you can kind of take different snapshots of different screens and use your thumb to hold, to stop and start, and then it comes like an edited video. So I know Sophie's done some cool kind of stop frame things around her office, doing a little tour around her office, and that works really well for her because people want to see like where do these beautiful accessories get made, like what happens, what does her office look like, and I think that Vine is a great way to kind of show also how your products work. I mean, you've got an opportunity there to have a few seconds. If you manufacture something, show it. Show how your customers use it. Show someone actually with it. And I think it's just an extension of what has become so popular. I mean, Pinterest and Instagram, they're just so. I mean, Pinterest was the fastest growing social network ever. And I think Vine is just going to follow in its footsteps. I think it's probably going to be a little bit slower to kind of get off the ground, but I think people are going to warm up to the fact that video is the future, and it gives an insight that text and images just cannot provide.
It is this whole change of the way that we are consuming information. Everyone has information overload on the internet, and it's how do we get it in?
It's almost a laziness, really. We want to be shown it. We don't want to read. We don't even want to see a picture. We want to watch a video.
People scan everything online. You scan, you find something that's going to interest you, and images attract people far quicker than video.
They say a picture paints 1,000 words.
Yeah, and it does. And human beings
quite an old
are
cliche.
visual. So we'd much prefer to see a picture than we would to see some text.
Definitely.
Well, one of the other questions that came through was how can I use the internet to get more customers? And again, it's linking the social media links with your website, you know, the video promotion on your website. These are all sort of tools that we need, really.
If you're not online, you just need to be online. If you're not online now, then, you know...
Have you got any legal advice we need to be aware of, though, when we're using all the social media and using the internet, you know?
You do need to be careful, obviously not to publish anything defamatory. Don't comment on stuff that's currently sort of going before the courts. Stay away from controversy if you can do, and make sure that all your contractual stuff is up to date. Okay, so and if anybody has any queries about that, they can always send me an email and I'll see what I can do.
There was that story about The Onion. Did you see that? It's a popular website and kind of Twitter feed, and they were live tweeting from, I think it was the Oscars, or one of the award ceremonies that's been happening, and they actually tweeted a swear word to insult I'm not sure of her name, she's a 9-year-old actress from America, and they used a very horrible swear word to you know, against a child, which created a huge media kind of scandal, and that's just, you know, just goes to show how one tweet, if you've got the right amount of audience, can actually
you do have to be very
careful.
You know, think it's a bit like, you know, I would always say, you know, be careful after 9 o'clock at night if you're sending emails as well, and not with a glass of wine in your hand. Just be very careful what you're putting out there, and make sure it's, you know, it's professional, it's true, and links back to your website, and is creating the impression that you want to create for
it's genuine and sincere, because obviously your values and your business values should be the same, so it should come from the right place.
You want to get noticed, you want to maybe be a bit edgy, but you know, it can create a world of pain. So,
and I think, Heather, I know we've been working closely, and the Cornwall College are really passionate about employability skills and encouraging employability skills with young people, and that's one of the messages we've put out to them as well as employers. You know, we will check the Facebook, so you've got to be careful.
Absolutely, to careful what you've got on your Facebook site, to make sure you've got all your privacy levels correct and up to date. Because we do have a lot of problems with younger people on their Facebook sites.
And I think Twitter as well, the more young people that get involved with Twitter, Facebook you can obviously lock down, but you know, Twitter is there for everyone to see, and that's a really good way for potential employers looking at a person's Twitter. And
I think especially encourage young people about keeping safe on these sites. As a business, we like you said, we've got to bear all this in mind. It's a great tool, but use it appropriately. Can I just do a round panel sort of request now for our top tips? You know, at this current time, what would you say? Maybe starting with you, Anna, to unlocking potential. You know, what are the top tips we can give our viewers today that's going to help them with their personal development, growth, and growing their business?
Shameless plug.
Go on then, plug away.
Personal development, especially for graduates, are if you're in the county, obviously, then approach UCP about getting a job and having the support through the mentoring scheme that they run.
I'd give a big thumbs up
to
that as well.
If you are looking to set up your own business, then there's the graduate startup program, and if you are already in business as a director or a senior level management, then talk to me about the learning groups that we run to help grow your business as well. There we go, shameless.
Thank you. No, we need that. We need that information.
I'd say, from a legal perspective, if you're looking to grow your business or you're starting out, there are lots of legal services providers who will help you, and many of them will do it for free. We offer free contract health checks for your employment contracts, for example. Also, you know, your how you've set up. Get some advice about it so that you know that the sole trader vehicle is good for you, or you want to be a limited company or a partnership. If it's you and your husband, get that formalised, because, sorry guys, but if it does all go horribly wrong, some paperwork and a paper trail may help you. So yes, review everything as you grow. Make sure that the provisions that you've got in place are appropriate for your business at that time, so that you can grow without having to worry that something awful is going to raise its ugly head in the future, which could cost some money.
Okay, I'd probably say I'm going to do another little bit of a shameless plug, but I would say definitely, you know that I love social media, and I would definitely say if you're not using it, then you really need to be. Even if you don't think you're going to use it much, my advice would be to claim all of the names that you think you want to use, because chances are someone might take it. I mean, there's so many people that want to use a name and they can't because it's been claimed. But make sure that your domain name, your Twitter name, your Facebook name, everything can be the same, because if one's different, then, you know, when you cross promote through different networks, there could be problems. And also, people do want to be fed information easily. They don't want to have to search for you. So I would say claim your names, make it easy for people to get hold of you, and here's where the shameless plug comes in. We have a Pinterest and Instagram workshop which is at the end of this month in March, so log on to leadingwomenuk.com, click on the workshops at the top of the page, and then you'll be able to see all the information there, and it's free for all of our members, so we'd love to welcome you.
Fantastic. Okay.
Ideal. I think one of the main things are, and if you can afford one, get yourself a business coach, because that's really going to help you to structure yourself as well as your business, which is really good. The other things I would suggest is, don't forget there are lots of young people out there who need work experience. The new 16 to 19 work study programme is about getting young people those employability skills and that work experience. So there's lots of young people out there who are happy to do work experience. So if you need some free labour, good one out there as well. And don't forget apprenticeships.
Absolutely.
Lots of apprenticeships out there, like Rachel said earlier, any age at all, going up to level 4 and level 5. So really good.
I'm really sorry, Claire, we've run out of time. We'll have to have you back again. Okay. Actually, we've got a quick second. Go on.
Okay. Yeah, apprenticeship agency can recruit apprenticeships to take the recruitment issues away from businesses, business collaboration, and Leading Women Network, a great way to just collaborate.
Okay. Fantastic. And just quickly, if we missed anything today, contact us. If we can't help you, we certainly know someone who can. So please get in touch with us.
And come along to a meeting if you want to kind of join our team and
There's
see what it's all about.
The first one. Yeah, just come and see if it's for you. But thanks for joining us. Any other questions, make sure you come through to us and we'll see if we can help. Thank you. And thanks to the panel.
Thank you.